Journalist or podcaster? The ADA's attempt to marginalize dissenting voices. Saturday morning editorial, an open letter to the ADA. Leadership and staff, September 7th, 2024. Written by Bob Dee, narrated by AI voice Judith, at 1.2x speed. Too long didn't read. This might sound a bit silly, and feel free to skip, but it's about the American Dental Association, ADA, denying my press pass, and how it's more about respect, freedom of speech, and change of culture than the actual pass itself. So, what's the deal with all the newly toned ADA talk? Let me break it down so you're in the loop. The ADA rejected my press pass application this year. Last year, while I was helping them campaign against California's attempt to break the tripartite, I went to the California House of Delegates on my own dime to report and publicize their efforts, tirelessly writing about it. No objections then. Now, I hear the order to deny me came directly from the president-elect, Dr. Kessler, someone I campaigned for, both behind the scenes and publicly, last year. First, let me explain. This press pass is a meaningless piece of paper. It gives me no advantage over anyone else. Plus, I always buy a dentist pass as an ADA member, so it's not about the money. I pay for my own hotel and flight, unlike the hundreds of people paid by our membership dues who go to do some work and enjoy a nice social event. I go to the website, apply for it, submit documentation of what I've written and what they ask for, and then wait. Last year it took, I think, 24 hours to grant me one. Dr. Kessler, after I found out he was the one making the decision, told me, "I'm not changing it. You don't qualify. It's appropriate for you to be a podcaster, and bring it on." Now, is it petty for me to continue this charade when there's little difference between a guest, a podcaster, or a journalist, which I consider myself? Sure, it's petty. Bigger people would have said, "Okay, Brett, thank you very much," but I'm petty like that. Just kidding. It's not about pettiness. It's about disrespect and deliberately sticking it to someone with no personal agenda, someone who has nothing to gain from engaging in these talks. In fact, it's financially hurt me. My platform, Dentistry in General, was a successful for-profit business before a single ADA topic was discussed here. I've lost income as 3 sponsors left. Good riddance, because they didn't like my stance on dental politics. I suspect one was influenced by California as their CEOs are friends, though I have no proof. Everyone at the office is mad at me for not being present to run my dental practice. I get that organized dentistry people also sacrifice time and money, but I'm not a click whore, as a past ADA president allegedly called me. I'm not a terrorist, also allegedly said by a state organization, and I'm definitely not a podcaster. My amateurish equipment and style make it clear that I don't care about how it looks, as long as important issues are discussed. I respect the many podcasts out there, but I see myself as a journalist. I've written more about the ADA and organized dentistry in the past 3 years than any non-organized dental media outlet has in the past 50. Over 200 articles, blog posts, and short essays that are held back as I felt, after writing them, that it would hurt our efforts to be one voice against common enemies. So why am I throwing a hissy fit about not getting this meaningless pass? It's about respect. It's about silencing your critics. It's about bullying those who oppose you. This is how organized dentistry works. Push them until they can't push back. They've done it to me many times. Anyone with a brain would have gone through what I did at last year's ADA meeting and thought, what am I doing here? I'm never coming back. The verbal attacks from ADA officials and a near physical one from the VP of Finance nearly got to me. I even canceled a meeting with the executive director to watch the Dallas Cowboys lose in the playoffs because I was depressed. You might think, come on, man, that's not a reason to be depressed, and I'd agree until you're in that position. I've spoken to at least 20 people over the last 3 years who've quit organized dentistry because they felt pushed out, even though they had great ideas and genuine intentions. Some of these people you know well. They're officials at different states or influencers you've seen in this group and others. Local, state, and national figures are bullied daily by those who feel they have the right to do so. So, no, this isn't about being petty or about my feelings being hurt over a press pass. Honestly, my wife doesn't even want me to go. It's a week before my amazing CE event, Plug in Comments, and I'll be busy organizing the 2-day craziness I bring on myself. This is about someone going out of their way to deny me a pass, to show who controls the narrative coming out of that meeting. I'm not a podcaster. I don't have podcasting equipment. My remote employees and I put the videos together to inform dentists about what's happening with organized dentistry, and then I write and write. Yes, Brett, I do qualify for the meaningless pass by every standard out there. You have attorney friends in leadership of state organizations, don't you? Ask them. They will inform you. Maybe the people you hang out with at Dykema and the Yankee can help as well. My advocacy coalition has grown to over 20 people now, with all names kept anonymous. Over half of the original coalition left because they were pressured by their local, state, and national organizations to sign documents that would exclude them from any meaningful discussions. We have no budget, no dues, and no power, and and only speak of 6 pillars that benefit the profession. Yet they find our think tank members having conflicts of interest. What we do have now are over 20 past and present ADA and organized dentistry leaders who were also pushed unjustly. I'm sure their names will come out eventually, but know that we have very prominent past leaders in our coalition who are not happy with what they see coming out of the ADA. So Dr. Kessler, this isn't about a press pass or about you. This is about pushing someone and expecting them to stay quiet. This is about a culture change that needs to happen within the ADA. We need a culture of collaboration and unity. You campaigned on a platform of change, and the change needed is in the culture of the ADA. I don't dislike you. I admire the work you've done for those struggling. You've shared vulnerability about your own journey, which has helped many. You have a great message. Please use it. I still offer my help in a peace offering, though not as a podcaster, to bring your message to non-members. This platform gives you something the ADA has never had, a direct connection with non-members. Don't focus on the small percentage of group members who say unreasonable things. In time, when shown that organized dentistry is working for them, I'll ask them to join us. But I don't blame them for saying things that don't make sense when they see things like this and think, Bob, you're an idiot. They'll never change. That's a direct quote from friends in private. I pray they're wrong, and we can work together for the betterment of the profession. You have my number. Text me. I'll miss this year's meeting in protest of this silly refusal of a meaningless pass. But it'll be okay. I'll have plenty of people reporting to me, and I'll post everything here. I won't be silenced. For those of you who know me, I relax by using vintage fountain pens, nice ink, and nice paper to write meaningful quotes every night before I go to bed. Here are some of the good ones relating to this issue.